Okay, everybody, here we go. It's me, Gregory Mannarino, Friday, February 2nd, 2024. I don't even know where to begin. I have stuff everywhere. Let's start off with this. So now we got uh the market's closed now. A new record high, by the way, for the Dow and the S&P 500, despite what happened today with regard to the 10-year yield in the debt market, even the dollar. We'll talk about that in just a little bit. But right now is typically the time where we should expect people to die. And I mean, a new war. We're on the cusp of a new war, the eve of a new war. They don't do this generally during market hours, again, because they don't want the market to get rattled. They've been preparing the market for this for days now. So we'll see what happens over this weekend. I think it's a very high probability it could begin at any moment now. So we'll see where that goes. Exactly. False flag. It's this whole thing is a false flag. It's unbelievable what they're pulling off. Let's talk about something. How many of you recall? I'm laughing. How many of you recall how it was reported that the jobs numbers for all of last year were artificially inflated? Basically, what they're saying is the jobs numbers from last year were all fake. Now, we had an admission from the Bureau of Labor Statistics that they're all fake. We knew that even before we heard, this was in January, when it was reported that the jobs numbers were inflated for the entire year. So we got this today, this apparent fantastic, absolutely beautiful jobs number. We're adding jobs and the creature from hell, okay, he's touting this. Look, Friday's jobs report is further proof that the United States economy is the world's strongest. Now, the further proof he's referring to, in case you don't know, let's make sure no one else is listening, is this GDP number, which is again being inflated on the back of spending for war and everything else they could possibly think about. It has nothing to do with economic growth. The economy is not growing. I mean, manufacturing and factory activity remains in contraction here. We're not exporting anything anymore. Business activity is near a historic low. Business investment has stopped. But this guy, first of all, he wants us to believe these numbers are real. This is completely fake. It's going to get revised down quietly. But again, are we supposed to trust this after we just found out that all the jobs numbers last year were artificially inflated? In other words, they were fake? How about no? Joe, that's what I think of this. Nonsense. Absolute nonsense. Now let's talk a little bit more, you and me. Nobody, I love this part. With regard to the regional banks, you remember how, this whole big thing was going on, but it was all fixed. It was beautiful and it's fantastic. You remember all that? Well, you and I called this out right from the get-go, right, Justin? Thank you. That was all fake. And there's nothing has been fixed. So what's going on now with regard to the regional banks, and I know some of you are probably paying attention to this, there's all kinds of talk about bad debt that it's a black hole. So what we know now, obviously, is the regional banks, first of all, they're loaded beyond their eyeballs and then some with bad debt. Their balance sheets are absolutely distorted. And there's even talk of fraud. Really? You mean there was fraud? Oh my goodness. Who would have guessed that? So what they're setting up here, look, this is a setup. What I'm trying to get at here is, again, what you and I have covered since this whole thing started. They're looking to consolidate power. More of these smaller institutions are going to be consolidated into the bigger ones. Now, the bigger ones have their own issues. The same issues that are hitting the regional banks. They can't allow you to know this. All right. I've been screaming from rooftops about this for how freaking long, about get your cash out of these institutions, only keep what you need in there. You remember, sound familiar to you? Those that have been here with me? Okay, they're not immune. All these issues, even fraud. Could you imagine that some of these large banks, these major institutions, that they're involved in fraud and illegal activity? Yeah, like every freaking day. We hear about these things, rigging the market, spoofing the markets, doing everything that they can possibly do, and then they get away with it. No one goes to jail, no one gets arrested. It's just. But anyway, what's being set up here? You see, you have to understand what actually is going on. The financial system, as we know this it's a disaster area, right, Jody Wales? Okay. It operates on the premise that it's just going to work. People believe it's going to work, so it does. Okay. The system is insolvent. The system is illiquid. The stuff we cover every day. Okay. So when the regional bank issues hit, and we called this out again, I'm gonna say it before anybody else. Nobody called this out before you and I. All right, no loans, no deposits, no deals. Remember all that? It was just so obvious. Now this is the same issue that is hitting those institutions. Is also people. We also have the fact that people are pulling their cash out of these institutions, even the large banks too. So what they're doing here is they're looking as the new system is being prepared to be rolled out, and it will be. Not this year. Again, we are in a presidential selection cycle. You remember all that? But things are going to fester here. So they had to cover it up. They had to make you believe everything is fine. The regional bank problems, they're fixed. You and I laughed. We're still laughing. They were never fixed. If, in fact, the issues that they have, we haven't even begun to see it unfold. And these same issues are going to hit the bigger banks as well. And they're going to consolidate power. That's what this is all about. More power in fewer hands. The same premise that we've seen since the beginning of freaking time here. So there's solvency issues with regard to the regional banks, obviously risk on their balance sheets, and as I said, fraud. And you know what they're going to do? Let me tell you what they're going to do. They're going to find scapegoats. With the regional banks, they can do this. They can't do it with the large institutions. So what they're going to do is they're going to, let's say, regional bank XYZ, okay, gets shuttered. And they do these things without you knowing about it. Thank you, Billy Box. I appreciate that. They do this, again, no one's allowed to know what's going on. Again, the FDIC knows which banks already, and there's a lot more, are going to fail. Regional banks and the big ones too. We're going to see failure of at least one of the major institutions, and they're going to use this to say, hey, look, we're not letting these guys get away with it. That's what they did last time with Lehman Brothers. Okay. Anyway, so what they're going to do here is what they always do. They're going to find some poor soul and blame him or her. Well, this is the face that has caused the fraud that is causing the problem in the regional banks. No, see, because anything to pull people's attention away from the regulators, from the Federal Reserve, they must remain blameless. You understand? You know the game. This is just outlining how this is going to work. Just some broad sketches here. Anyway, so we got this fake jobs report, and Biden's touting it. It's all fake. We know it's fake, 100% fake. There's no reality to this at all in any way, shape, or form. But I just wanted to cover that. And then the other thing, again, just wait for it. Wait for the bombs and the missiles to start dropping. Market is closed. They always do this over the weekend. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I think there's a high probability of that. Now, anyway, let's talk about this market. So, yes, everyone, I watched what happened today to the 10-year yield. Did I rattle? No. Should you rattle? Absolutely not. It was a significant jump. Let's talk about why this happened. All right. Let's put this together in the most simple, easiest way that we all can understand this, even if we were a small child or a Cocker Spaniel. Okay, so we got this number here, this absolutely fictitious number, and all of a sudden this thing comes out, and the debt starts to sell off. 10-year yield goes up. Why? You see, because you have to understand, and I've told you this a million times, the market is like a twisted, demented child that has to be constantly reassured that something's going to happen. When we got this fantastic number here, which is absolutely fake, I'm going to tell you again. The market all of a sudden said, wait a minute, it's going to be higher for longer. It's going to be higher. The Fed's going to keep rates higher longer. No, ain't happening. Okay, the Fed's already got the economy by the throat and the consumer by the throat. The market's going to realize this. It may take a little while. So you and I, we're way smarter than the market is. The market is the aggregate thinking of every freaking individual who's participating in it, but you see, they're all stupid. I'm just going to tell you right now. You and me, way smarter, way smarter. We know where this is going. We know what they're doing here. They're going to cut rates, period. It helps them fulfill their end game to continue to inflate. You know that. Oh, so how does a central bank keep rates low or cut rates? Well, they have to get into the market and buy more debt. Yes, they do. Right, Jeffrey? You know that. People, come on, man. We got people being laid off by the tens of thousands. You and I called this out again last year, and we haven't seen anything yet with regard to that. It's pretty amazing. Let us move forward here. So that's the story with the 10-year yield. They ain't gonna last. As I've been telling you, it's going to drop, and it's going to drop significantly. Just give it a little time. And that's again. Did you see what happened today? So you had the stock market at odds with the debt market today, and that happens because the stock market was rallying today. You know, S&P new record high, Dow new record high, 10-year yield up. The MMRI jumped. I believe it was over 260, like 261. I don't know. Maybe one of you want to look at it and let me know, because it was definitely up on that. The dollar today, big knee-jerk higher into the dollar today, and this did hit commodities. It hit crude. It hit gold. Silver finished lower as well. Anyway, none of this is going to last, people. I think we're pretty much on the same page. Yes, Biden looks like the Walking Dead, and he is the Walking Dead. We're supposed to believe it's his decision. You see, he has decided which targets. Like I told you, if you put a map of the world in front of that man, creature, he couldn't even tell you where Iran was. There's no doubt about it. Okay, but it's his decision. It's him. You know it is, because that's what they're telling you. You can't make this stuff up, people. It's impossible to do, but that's just the way it is. Anyway, so look, we covered a lot here. We you know the story about everything. We got this down. We know where this is going. It's very, very simple to understand. We are in the right spots here. We couldn't possibly be in a better position, at least in my opinion. You know what Greg Mannarino is doing, because I tell you every freaking day. Okay, I'm an open book, and I don't hide anything from anybody. Carlos, thank you. Yes, Billy Liberty, I believe that is a very high probability that, again, markets closed. Typically, that's when they start hitting. Over weekends, that's when they start bombing, because they can't allow it to hit the market. Because the market, like I said, is a little twisted, demented child, and it always overreacts. And again, the overreaction of the market is how investors and traders take advantage of it, because it always does that. Always, 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 always. With that, people, before I let you all go, it is Friday. You know what we're going to do at the end of this, so just be ready. I'm preparing you now. Anything you want to talk about in particular? First of all, come on, let's do something with these thumbs up. Are you trying to tell me I got 1,300 people here and only 373 freaking thumbs up? That's freaking pathetic. Pathetic. We got to fix that, people. Come on. It really isn't hard to hit that thumbs up. Anyway, what do you guys and girls want to? Yes. Maddie, I agree with you on that. You know me, I'm a big bull with regard to Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. They're going much higher, extreme volatility expected this year. I told you already, especially with this new ETF. Period. The end, it's pretty obvious. Again, good. Embrace it. It's an extremely volatile asset class. So, kind of like silver. Silver's very volatile as well. But we understand that, at least in my opinion, silver, love it. My favorite asset of all time. All right, people. So this is what we're gonna do, you and me. You ready for it? It's Friday. You won't see me till Sunday, right? Sunday for my markets. Oh, look ahead. So we're gonna bring it in, and I don't care who's looking. We're gonna do this together, right? Love each other, care about each other, be charitable, people. This guy here loves you from the heart with all I got, and I mean that. We got each other's backs. Always. We will never let each other down. And that's how we're going to get through all this. Okay. That golden thread of love, it's everywhere, along with those little puffs of loveliness that surround us all. Yeah, they're here. They're absolutely here. So take care of yourselves, take care of each other. And we're going to talk on Sunday. And I'm telling you, it's going to be a pretty good markets a look ahead on Sunday. I'm looking forward to it. And I'm going to miss all of you. Until that time, I really mean that. I love being here with you. It's the truth. And it helps keep me sane, I guess. But I'm not I'm not saying. I think most of you already know that already. But that's it, people. All right. See you Sunday. Take care of yourselves and each other.